Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone and all participants. We are going to begin our second section of the day. The speaker of this session is Professor Ketan Sarwakar, sir. He is a professor in Gampat University. He is having more than 10 years of teaching experience. His area of research is AI and machine learning. So we are having great opportunity to learn scale data, data partitioning, and deep neural network from him. So without wasting precious moment, I am directly handing over to the presenter of this session, Professor Ketan Sarwakar, sir. Please, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, all of you. So I think so my screen is visible to you. So just I am going to discuss on scaling of data, data partitioning, and DNA. So let us start with the topic. So first of all, what is data and how to collect the data, that we will teach. So here you may find that key factual information, or you may say that measurements or statistics, it is called the data. Or you may say that basis on the statistics, you may find the discussion or calculation or reasoning, you will get the data. Or you may say that information in a digital form that can be transmitted, or you may process using a different tool, that is called the data. Or in another word, you may say that information output by a sensing the device. That means you may use the IoT device or organ, human body, that includes both useful or irrelevant or redundant information, and it must be a process to the meaningful data, that is called data. Now again, you may find that data might be a different type. It might be a quantitative or it might be a qualitative. So this topic is interdependent with the data scaling and partitioning. So that's why I'm taking this topic. So quantitative, that means numbers, number of tests, counting the number of values, measurements, that is belongs to quantitative part. And qualitative, that means words, images, that you may collect it from the internet, the number of observations, conversations, photographs, that is belongs to qualitative data. Now
Sorry, sir,
next is,
for the hello. Excuse me, sir.
yes sir,
Sir, can you please
yes, and
full screen the presentation? I mean, slideshow.
it is already slideshow, I think so. Okay, now,
No, currently the shared thing is not slideshow.
okay, fine. Now it
Yes,
is
sir.
okay.
No, sir, it is.
Yes,
Yes, sir, it is okay. Fine. Thank you, sir.
okay, fine, thank you. So here we find that there are two kind of data, qualitative and another is quantitative. So we have to work with two different kind of data, qualitative and quantitative. So quantitative, that means data is measurable and expressed as a number. You may write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Uh, one second. Yes. So data that is measurable and expressed as a number, that is called the quantitative data. And data that approximates or characterize, that is called the qualitative data. So we have to work with quantitative or a qualitative data. Now you may say that key, if you want to collect the data for the qualitative, it might be a interview related data, it might be a survey data, it may be a group of focus data, documents. This is belongs to qualitative data. It might be a name, it might be a gender, that is male, female, it might be observation. So all these are belongs to qualitative data. Now matrices, number of tests, experiments, ratings of instrument scaling, so these are belongs to quantitative data. Cost, number of applicants in this FDP, weight of the person, weight of the pads, cost of the items, so all these are belongs to quantitative data. Now, another part is discrete data or continuous data. So data that can take any value and usually changes over the time, like height of the boy or girl. So it will continuously changes over the time. So at the end of the 1 year, at the end of the 2 year, at the end of the 3 year, at the end of the 4 year. So continuously it increase the weight and size. So you may say that that is belongs to continuous type of data. Or you may say that speed of a car during the morning commute, or weight. the time your cat wakes up each day. So all these are continuous data. And discrete data, that means the cost of BMW, your shoe size, number of people enroll in this course. So all these are belongs to discrete type. So data that can only take the certain values, that is called the discrete type. So again we will discuss using the programmatically. Now next is the types attribute. It might be a nominal, it might be a ordinal, it might be interval related, it might be a ratio scale.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for interruption again, sir. Sir, if you are not necessary for you, then please can you off your video so we can hear it clearly and to minimize the bandwidth requirements, sir. If it is necessary for you to share your video too, then you may continue.
Okay. So now I have stopped the video.
Yes, sir. It is clearly audible and clearly visible. Thank you, sir.
So again, I'm repeating. Attribute type, data attribute type. So data might be divided into the different category. It might be a nominal, it might be ordinal, it might be interval, it might be a ratio. So when you are doing the partition of the data, it might be always useful कि data कौन सा है, nominal, ordinal, interval or ratio. So here is the example. Nominal data. The nominal attribute names attribute which can be separated into discrete, that means individual category, which do not overlap with each other. Here is example. What is your gender? Gender might be a male or female, or it might be other. So it will never overlap with each other. So that is a nominal type. What is the hair color? It might be a black, or it might be a white, it might be a brown, blonde, or any other type. So always they are separated with each other. So you may say that this one belongs to nominal type. Then ordinal, that means naam mein likha ordinal, that is order. It might be first rank, second rank, third rank. It might be a rating. It may be a 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star ranking. It might be useful in a sentiment. It might be positive or it might be negative. So ratings. So data might be a ordinal. Next is a data might be an interval. So here an example is temperature. Temperature between 10 degree to 20 degree, 30 to 50 degree, 35 to 45 degree. It may be above 100. Or calendar dates. So you may take one duration, 15th July to 22nd July, or you may say 10th January to 30th January, like that. So it might be a duration. So now next is the ratios. So ratio attribute, it looks like interval attribute, but it must have a true zero value. It tells about the order and the exact values between unit and data. Just remember the word exact value between the unit or a data. So age group between 10 to 20, 30 to 50 in number of years. So it will always reflect the unit or a data, that is exact value. Or you may take the mass of the particular item. So 20 to 30 kilo or 10 to 15 kilo, like that. Now interpreting the quantitative data. So you know that how to find the mean value, median, mode and frequency. Just within a 2 minutes I will explain you. So mean is the average of the data set. So it might be useful for the data partitioning. To find the mean, calculate the sum of all data and you may divide by the total number of data. So here one example is there. So yes, so here data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you may find the sum of all data that is equal to 69 and divide with the total number of data. So you will get the mean value. So it is very simple to find the mean value. Then median value. So median is the middle number in a data set when the data is arranged in a numerical order. So you must be a sort the data. It might be ascending or descending. Then there are two conditions. If count is odd, then middle number is your median number. Remember about median, mean and median both are different. mean that means average, and median that means center value. So if count is odd, then middle number is the median, and if count is even, then the average number of middle to value, that is called the median. So like this way you may do that. There is one example here. We find out the median. We have number of value 12, 15, 11, 11, 7, 13 and 15. So there are so many, how many numbers are there? 7. That is odd values. So it is very simple to find the median for the odd value. So first of all, you need to apply the sorting. First condition is that you need to apply the sorting. So in ascending order, you may find the sorted data 7, 11, 11, 12, 13, 15 and 15. So partitioning the data into equal halves. So how will you do that? So you may find that key 12 is the median. So in left side and right side, both side you may find the same number 3 and 3. So you may say that 12 is the median, center value, not an average value, it's a center value. So like this way you may divide your data, you may partition your data using the median. So this one is another type. Then mode, that means most frequent value, most frequent, remember the word frequent. Maximum occurrence, the mode is the number that occurs most often within a set of numbers. So here we have set of numbers, no need to apply the sorting. So 12, 15, 11, 11, 7 and 13. So it is visible that 11 it repeats 2 times. So 11 is the mode. Sometimes what will happen, you may get the two numbers. So 11 it repeat 2 times and 12 it repeat 2 times. So mode is 11 and 12. So this one is a unimodal, this one is a bimodal. So this one is another thing. Next thing is standard deviation. It is very, very, very important.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, you talked on 2 modes, but why Python module is, if you have 2 modes, more than 1 mode, then it's raising error. You can't have 2 modes.
That we will discuss later. Just wait for the programming part. I will discuss in detail. No problem. Standard deviation. Standard deviation symbol is like that. It's a Greek symbol sigma. And before that, just I have one example for you how to work with the standard deviation. Yes, nice website, mathsisfun.com. I will share with you later on. So here you may find that key you and your friends have just measured the heights of dogs in a millimeter. So here we may find the number of data in image 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we have a number of dogs, pet animals, and the height at the shoulder. You may find that 600 mm, 470 mm, 170 mm, 430 mm and 300 mm. So you may find the different variation. So how to find the mean value? You know that find the sum of all the values and divide with number of pet animals. So you will get 394. That is the mean value. So the mean, that means average value of height, is 394 in mm. And let's plot the chart. You may find that these are the different value. 206, 76, minus 224. So this one is the variance with the original value. Mean value is 394 and original value you may find that deviated value 206 positive, 76 positive, negative side, positive side, negative side. So you may find different variation for the dog height. First dog, second, third, fourth and fifth. So 3 dog having the positive variation and 2 dog having the negative variation. So variance, you may find that you need to find the variance using the formula 206 square, deviated value. Deviated value, you need to take the square value, square sum. 206 square plus 76 square, negative value square, 36 square, minus 394 square. So you need to take the square sum, divide with the number of data. So you will get 21706, that is a variance. and standard deviation is nothing else but it's a square root of the variance. The square root of the variance. So standard deviation is 147 in a mm. So like this way you may find that standard deviated value for all the animals for positive and negative side is 147. पहले क्या किया था, we have done that, we found that how to find the mean value find करो, then you need to find the variance, then after you need to find the standard deviation for positive and negative at my right and left side. So you may find a standard deviation. So standard deviation you may find like that, positive and negative. So using this standard deviation, if you want to divide your data also you may do that. That is one of method ki 1 and 1 equal side, both having the equal side. Now there are certain questions. Can anyone write in a chat window what is the answer of standard deviation if the population is 75, 83, 96, 100, 121, 125? So it is difficult to find within a second. So just you need to find the sum of all the values, then you need to find the mean value, then you need to find the variance, and then after you need to take the square root. So square root जो मिलता है that is called the standard deviation. So here explanation is already given. Find the mean value, divide with the total number of value. Mean value is 100. Then you may take the differences with the original value 75 minus 100 and then square sum आपको लेना है. So you will get the 1996. It is a variance and standard deviation is 332, square root of the value. So standard deviation it might be useful in a machine learning. Now come to the point again. Now let us move to the programming part. We have a little bit less time. So here is one scalar. There are multiple types of scalar. One is min-max scalar and another is a standard scalar. So just I am going to start with you have to import the numpy and pandas. You know that how to work with the numpy and panda. Then you need to import the CSV file. So I have already imported this CSV file, dataset1.csv. Dataset1.csv having the content like that, ki multiple attributes, country, age, salary, and item purchase or not. Fine. So here we find it country name, it might be a France, Germany, Spain. Fine. So we have a number of countries, number of age, and salary of the person, and item purchase or not. So if person having the age 44 and person having the salary is 72,000, so person can buy item or not. So purchase item, no or yes. So this one is the historical data set. Using the historical data set, we have to apply the min-max scalar. So just you may read the data, and how to read the data, you know that data set equal to pd.read_csv into bracket, you need to pass the data set file. You may download this data set. I have just provided the link. Then if you want to view the data, you may find that these are the feature. The feature is country, age, and salary, and class name is purchase item or not. So this one is the historical data set. These are the number of indexes 0, 1, 2 up to 9.
Sir,
now,
sir, one question.
How to divide your data? Yes.
Sir, what can be done to these NaN values? They can be taken as 0 or 1, or should we delete them?
Yes, I will discuss. Just wait a second, it is already included. So before applying the min max scalar and standard scalar, you need to remove the noise. So here you may say that this one is inconsistent data. Data is noisy. You need to remove the noise. That means you need to remove the redundancy from the given data set. So how will you do that? So for that you may apply a model or a method. Just we will discuss. Before that just wait a second. Yes, so there is one method, that is imputer method. Imputer, that means imputation is the process of replacing the missing data with the substitute value. When substitute value is, you may find that none. So there are various approaches are that you may take the mean value of the given column. So here you may find that this data set having what is the mean value of this salary, what is the mean value of age. You may find that. Just I'm going to open the Excel file for your reference. So here you may find that the mean value of this column average of all the values. So you will get 38.777. So you may replace this noisy data, inconsistent data with this value. So there are various approaches are there to do the pre-processing. Fine. So you may replace with 38, or you may replace with the median value. You may replace with the standard deviated value. So there are various options, or you may replace with one constant. So if you find in none, you may replace with the 0, or you may replace with this 7. So this one is a constant average salary, or you may replace with the suppose 30,000. Whenever you find the missing data in salary, you may replace with always 30,000. So like this way you may replace the data. So there is one method in a Python programming that is called the imputation method. Fine, imputation method. So how to work with the imputation? Imputer equal to simple imputer missing underscore values equal to np.none. np.none. Whenever you find the none, and strategy is equal to mean, you need to write this strategy. कौन सी strategy use करनी है? So here one strategy I have used, that is mean. So and imputer equal to imputer.fit x into big bracket column. There are two arguments, first and second. First, that means all rows. All rows, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you are going to write column, that means it will consider all the sample. Fine. So you are going to apply imputation method for all rows, all samples. Fine. So column, comma, 1, column 3. So here you may find that this one is the column number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It is like array value. So you are going to apply the imputation method on the column 1, column 3, 1, 2, 3. Fine. So this one is the method. So if you want to apply the imputation method, you need to import one library from sklearn.impute, import simple imputer. So just you need to remember how to remove the noise from the available data. So you may use the imputation method. Now, how to divide your data set, how to partition your data set. When you are going to apply the machine learning, and fine. So we have to divide your data for the training and testing. So you may say that this one is the training and this one is the testing part. So how will you divide the data set? First of all, there are various strategies to divide your data set into multiple parts. You may divide randomly, or you may divide into the 70-30 ratio, 70% data for training, 30% data for the testing or evaluation. So you may compare that whether your algorithm is working properly or not. If you want to find the accuracy, you need to divide your data set into training and testing. So here 2-line code is there. We have to divide your data set X and Y. So X is dataset dot ILOC. that means index location for all the rows. So here may find that we have a number of rows. So we have to divide our data set for attribute, that means our feature. So 0, 1, 2, that is our feature. So here may find that key these are the feature, or you may say that this one is our x-axis. So this one is the x-axis and this one is the y-axis. So x is our attributes and y is our class label. So we have to divide our data set into two parts, x and y. Fine. So we have to also work with the horizontally, we have to also work with vertically. So we have feature x having number of column 0, 1 and 2, and last column is class label. Or you may go reverse side 0, 1, 2, 3, or you may say that this one is the -1. This one is the -2, this one is the -3, this one is the -4, like that. So it will rotate like in a circle. So 0, 1, 2, 3, or you may say that 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and -1. So there are that is depend on you how to deal with this. So just you need to remember the index value of your data set. So we are going to work with 0, 1, 2, that is x-axis, and -1 is the y-axis. Or you may write also 3. Again come to the data. So x is the data set dot ILOC, index location, colon, that means for all record, colon -1. That means excluding the -1. We are going to excluding the -1. So excluding -1 column, so it remains 0, 1, 2. That is going to store in a x-axis, and y having only -1. All record and -1. So y having -1. So all records, that means column, all records and -1. So that is belongs to y. So like this way you may divide your data, you may partition your data. Are you getting? You may unmute or you may ask me a question. Divide your data set into two parts, x and y. X, that is belongs to our feature or attributes, and y is our class label. So we have a historical data set, we have to work with the supervised data. If you have a previously stored data, historical data, previously you have already learned how to work with the supervised and unsupervised data. So this one is supervised data. So supervised data means, that means previously recorded data. So recorded data usko kya karna hai, we have to divide into two parts, x and y. So when you print our data set x and y, you may find that ki x having the 3 column, 0, 1 and 2. France, Spain, Germany, you may compare that. Fine. Okay. France 44 and 72,000. So 3 column belongs to x, and y having array no, yes, no, yes. So no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. So we have a two different data frame x and y. X having the attributes, that is features, and y is the class label. So we have again x having the noisy data and y having the noisy data. Let us execute this code. ये कोड रन हो गया, डेटा डिवाइड हो गया. Then this one is the x-axis, this one is the y-axis, and it is working. Now add the simple imputer. Then apply the strategy to remove the noise, mean strategy. Whenever you find the none, it will replace with the mean value. कहाँ पे करना है fit? 1 column 3 के लिए 1 column 3, that means x having 1, 2 and 3. तो यहाँ पे क्या करना है, data you may find that none and none. So when you are going to find, you have to replace with the none. So you need to store the data into the again x column all records comma 1 column 3 equal to imputers dot transform. You need to convert a data. You need to transform a data for all records and 1 2 3. Now next is very important. Apply the label encoder. What is label encoder? When you are going to apply the machine learning algorithm, fine, you need to convert your data into the numerical form. So here you may find that data you may find in a string type of data, nominal data, France, Spain, Germany, France, Spain. So we have only 3 variety. Fine. So we need to apply the encoder. So one of them is label encoder. तो here you may replace, क्या replace करना है आपको? France you may replace with 1, Spain replace with 2, Germany replace with 3, again Spain it is 2, Germany it is 3, France it is 1, Spain it is 2. So whenever you get the France, you have to replace with 1. When you find the Spain, you have to replace with 2. तो ये automatically नहीं होता है. So what will happen? It will apply the label encoder in a alphabetical order. So in France, Germany and Spain, which one is alphabetically first आएगा? So A, B, C, D, E, F. F will come first. E, F, G. G will come second number. Then Spain is 3 number. So what will happen when you are going to apply the label encoder on this attribute, on this feature? What will happen? You will get 0, 1 and 2. So here what will happen? France is replaced with 0. So here we find that France is 0, this one is 1 and this one is 2. So always it will start with the 0, 1, 2. So automatically France is replaced with 0, Spain is replaced with 2 and Germany is replaced with 1. So you will get that 0 number. So France is 0. Spain, that is equal to 2. Germany, so you may find that it is equal to 1. Spain 2. So you may verify, cross verify whether it is correct or not. 0, 2, 1. So when you apply the label encoder, कहाँ पे apply करना है label encoder? On 0 number column. So column number 0 is a label encoder, वहाँ पे apply करना है. So column number 0, it is now replaced with 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So whenever you find 0, 44, 72,000, always you will get person cannot buy the item, like that. So you may generate this kind of rule. Whenever you find 1, 30, 54,000, you will always get person cannot buy item. When you get that key 0, 48, 79,000, person can buy the item. Fine. So like this way you may generate the rule. So here you will get that key when you apply the label encoder. How to apply the label encoder? So sklearn dot pre-processing import label encoder. So label encoder, that is a user defined variable equal to our model label encoder. कहाँ पे apply करना है? For the x is our attribute for all record and 0 number column. Fit करना है. What we have to fit? We need to fit the label encoder underscore x. That is our model dot fit transform x column 0. So when you print the data, you will get that our data is belongs to label encoded, and here we will get that we have already applied the imputation method for the mean. So we will get that जो missing था, that is replaced with 38.777. So ये 38.778. And for the second one, you will get 63,777.8. That is the mean value for the salary attribute, salary feature. So you may find that when you apply the mean, you will get 63777 point this one. So that is depend on you which approach that you want to apply, whether it might be a mean, it might be a median. So this one is the label encoder. I have taken the reference from the Geek for Geeks. You may also visit. Yes.
Sir, can we see in the output that this label encoder has been applied to, let us say, France, or this in output, that you can say that 0 means France, 1 means this, such kind of thing in output?
Actually, it is difficult to display in output. Actually, mapping is difficult right now.
Because we have applied it in coding, but let us say whether this has been actually been carried out, that 0 has been assigned to France. So if you want to check it again, just cross
just like
verify.
you may copy and paste the data into the Excel file and you may verify that. Otherwise, it is very difficult.
So for about very big data sets.
Just you may randomly cross verify whether it is proper or not. Just I have mentioned that key 0, that means France. So here you find that 0 is France. So 0 and France. Again, you may take random data. Last one is second last is 1. So second last is 1. 1 is belongs to Germany. So Germany is 1. So like this way you may cross verify randomly. Otherwise it is difficult to display into the output.
So we need to check it manually every time.
Yes, manually.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned, you need to divide your data set for training part and testing part for the machine learning. When you are going to apply the machine learning model, it might be supervised or it might be a regression, it might be unsupervised, it might be any model. Millions of algorithms are there. So for that, you need to divide your data set into two parts, training and testing. So again, there is 2-line code from sklearn.model_selection import train_test_split universal model train_test_split. So when you divide your data set into the two part, you have number of variable. So you may find that key this one is your training part. So training part having the x-axis and training part having the y-axis. So we have a x and y. X, y for the training, testing. Same way x and y for training and test. So yellow color is divided into two part again. So this one is our feature. You may find that training and testing for x and y. So again, x and y, you may find that you may differentiate. So we have 4 variable, x train and y train, x test and y test. So you need to write the user defined variable, x train, x test, y train, y test. All these are variables, and when you apply the model, train_test_split into bracket, you need to pass the parameters, that is x and y. What is x and y? So previously we have taken x and y. X is our feature, capital X, that is uppercase X, and y you may find in a lowercase. So we have to pass x and y, x and y. So two parameter you need to pass into the model, capital X, that is our feature, and y is our class label, and all these two part you need to divide into the two part. That means test_size is equal to 0.3. So if we have 100 sample, it will take 30% sample for the test size and remaining for the training. So like this way you may write 0.3 or 30% or a 20%, that is depending on you. So preferably take the 40-60 or a 30-70% ratio. So it will take the data from your features and divide into two part. So you may find that when you print your data, X train and Y train. So you may find that data is divided. Now here I have applied one standard scalar, or you may apply the min max scalar. So kya hai wo actually? So here we may find that data is in a various range. You may say that is 0, 1, 2, randomly 0, 2, 1, 0, 1 and 2, and last one is again 1, 0. So we have a data in a different range. This column, this feature having a data in a different range. This column having the data in a different range. That means it might be a from 0 to 100, and this one is for 0 to 1 million. So we have a data in a different range. So what we have to do, we have to convert a data. That means this one is scalable data. We have to scale our data into the new range. So range might be a 0 to 1, or it might be a -1 to 0. It might be a -1 to 1. So it is predefined in a machine learning. You may take any one of them. You may take 0, 1, or it may be a -1, 0. It might be a -1, 1. It is depend on you. So when you plot your data, fine. When you plot your data, if you are going to scale your data, so this one is the x-axis and this one is the y. So if you are going to scale your data between 0 to 1, so you will always get your data between 0 to 1. This one is 0, 1 and this one is 0, 1. When you are going to scale your data into -1 to 1, so you will get the data into the range of -1 to 1. This one is the 1 and this one is the -1. So select your data very wisely how to convert data to -1 to 1 or 0 to 1. That is depend on you in which kind of data you want to convert. So yes, so there is one formula to convert your data into one form to another form. One is min max normalizer. So formula is that y equal to x minus mean divided with max minus mean. Just remember the formula, y equal to x minus mean and divide with max minus mean. You may write this formula. So y that means output, x that means input, mean that means you know that mean value, max value and mean value. So how to find the max value and mean value? It is very simple, equal to max this one is the maximum value for both attributes, both feature, and this one is the mean value for both features. So you may find that key 18.8 you are going to, this one is a sample only, 18.8 minus mean value that is equal to 10 divided with 30 minus 10. So 30 is the maximum value and minus 10 is the minimum value. So you will get 0.72. One example is given for a data set. We could guess that mean and max, that means for observed data set 30 and minus 10. So we can normalize the value 18.8 for using this formula. So you will get 0.72. Suppose you want to, if you want to normalize this value, equal to, formula is that, मैं formula यहाँ पे लिख लेता हूँ. So it might be easy to view. So equal to, this one is the x minus mean value divide with max minus mean. Into bracket, you need to put all this value and I have to log this cell. .73 is a normalized value, scaled value. So when you are going to apply the min-max scalar, when you are going to apply the scaling for the attribute or feature, you may find that this one is the value between -1 to 1 using the min-max scalar. Just I forget to lock. Now it shows the correct one. Fine. So here we find that key minimum value is 27 and it is replaced with 0. You may find that minimum value is replaced with 0 and maximum value is 50. So it is, you may find that it is 1. So using the min-max scalar, you may find that one is the 38 replace value 38. Fine. So 0 and 1. 0 is minimum value and 1 is the maximum value. So like this way you may apply the min-max scalar and your value is now between 0 to 1. यहाँ पे exist होगी वो. Fine. 0 to 1. So this one is a formula to min-max scalar. Same way for the second one. I have to replace I with A. So now you may find that salary 63000 salary is now normalized. Salary is normalized using the min-max scalar. 83,000. Highest salary is 1. Lowest salary is 48,000. So this one is 0. So both number is now 0. So using the min-max scalar, you may scale your data. So your data is now scaled. This one is the 0 column. This one is the first column. This one is the second column, and this one is our class label. So it is very simple to scale the data using the min-max normalizer. Second normalizer, standard scalar. Using the standard scaling, you may scale your data into the one form to another form. So it is very simple to remember y equal to x minus mean divided with standard deviation. So x divided with standard deviation. Y is the predicted value, x is the input, and mean that you need to find average value divided with the standard deviation. तो अब पता चलेगा standard deviation का use क्या है. So you already know that how to find the standard deviation. You need to find the variance and you need to take the square root of the variance. That is called the standard deviation. So y is equal to x minus mean divided with standard deviation. So basically in industry, this method is useful. Standard deviation. Always they apply the standard deviation, that is standard scalar. So here one example is given. Standard deviation is equal to nothing else but the square root of the sum of x minus mean square divided with the count of x. So here one example is given. We can guess a mean is 10 and standard deviation is 5. Both are given, no need to find. For example, it is already given. Mean is 10 and standard deviation is 5. Using these values, you can standardize the value 20.7. So 20.7 is our input. So 20.7 minus mean is 10 divided with 5. Divide with 5. So y equal to 2.14. So here it is already written that key here we need to apply, we are going to apply the standard scalar. So after applying this standard scalar, sklearn dot preprocessing import standard scalar. This one is a user defined variable is equal to standard scalar xtrain xtest variable sc underscore x dot fit transform for xtrain sc underscore, that is standard scalar dot transform xtest. So you will get the scale data into the range of -1 to 1. So this one is a standard scalar. For example, I have taken one array 12, 3, 34, 10, 32, 4, 7, 11 and 20. So when you apply the standard scalar for this given array, you will get the result 1.13 minus 1.00 ये array मिला हमें. So just there is one online calculator to calculate the standard deviation. You may count that कि when you give the input 12, 10 and 7, 12, 10 and 7, column number 1, second column 3, 32 and 11, third column 34, 4 and 20. Again I'm repeating कि ये कैसे वर्क करेगा. Just again I have to open the Excel file. Well, 3, 34. So we have 2-dimension data 10, 32 and 4. So if you have image data, so image data always belongs to 2 dimension. So you may also apply the standard deviation on the image data. So this one is the column number 0, column number 1, column number 2. So we have a data. So 12, 10 and 7. You need to find the average value, you need to find the variance, you need to find the square sum, and you need to find the standard deviation. So here I have one calculator. When you apply the calculator, you will get that key. How to find? Count is 3, sum is 29, mean is 9.66, variance is 4.22, and square of this variance is 2.054. Right? So like this way, it is very simple to find the standard deviation. Calculator.net standard deviation. This one is the URL. So using this URL, you may find that key. You may find the data. That is standard scalar data. Now, one another data set. In Google Colab, you may upload your data set like this way, drag and drop. I think so you know that how to work with the Google Colab. Just I'm going to when you open this data set, you may find that I have another data set. It is very popular data set. Outlook, Outlook 0, Outlook 1. Outlook might be a sunny, overcast or rainy. So here you may find that Outlook 0 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means when you apply the different encoder, you will get the data. Outlook 1 having different data, sunny, overcast and rain. And this one is the total number of data. So then when you execute this, you will get that key. Again, import the NumPy, Matplotlib, Panda, read the data set. You need to store a data set, all the rows and all the column into the X. All the rows and all the column into the X. So we have a 3 column, 3 features: Outlook, Outlook 0, Outlook 1. We have stored into the data set, into the variable X. We have one data frame X having the all the row and all the columns. Then you need to import the label encoder and one hot encoder. So when you are going to transform your data from one form to another form, you may also do that using the label encoder, and another is one hot encoder. So here you may find that key our data is sunny, overcast and rain. Our data is sunny, overcast and rain. So whenever you find, again it is in alphabetical order. Alphabetical order पहला कौन से आता है? Sunny, overcast or rain alphabetically. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O पहले आया. So O is equal to 0. O P Q R. R is 1. And this one is S. O P Q R S. This one is the 2. So what will happen when you apply the one hot encoder? It is replaced with the column in an alphabetic order. So first is the overcast. So you may find that first is a sunny. Sunny, that means 2. Overcast, that means 0. Rain, that means 1. So it will convert into the 3 different columns. First I will show you what will happen. This one is our data set. When you are going to apply the one hot encoder on this column, what will happen? Alphabetically, it will insert column, insert column, insert column. So as you know, sunny, overcast and rain. So first column is overcast. Then second is the rain, and sunny is the third column. So what will happen? So when sunny is present, what will happen? It will put 1 and remaining are 0. If sunny is present, it will become 0, 1 and remaining are 0. Overcast is 1 and remaining are 0. Rain is 1, remaining are 0. Again rain. So this one is rain, this one is rain, this one is rain. And for overcast 100, 100, 100, 100, and sunny is 001, 001, 001, 001, and this column you need to delete. So what will happen when you are going to apply the one hot encoder? Your features are extended. Your features are extended. Your features might be scaled. You have generated new data, new scale data. Fine. New feature आप generate कर रहे हो. Overcast is a feature, rain is a feature, sunny is a feature. पहले क्या था? We have only one feature. Now after applying the one hot encoder, your feature is scaled, expand हुआ. We have generated more scale data, so we may generate more accuracy. We may increase the accuracy if you are going to scale the data. One more thing is that this data is dependent. When overcast and rain is present, sunny is present. You may say that when rain is present, sunny and overcast is absent. So you may delete any one of them. Right? Like this way. I'm going to delete the data for the sunny. Right? So what will happen? Overcast and rain is absent, by default sunny is present. Overcast is present, rain and sunny is present. Like this way you may also decrease the size of data. Are you getting? So after applying the one hot encoder, you may generate the new feature, you may scale your data, you may expand your data, एंड वो कैसे हो रहा है व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू अप्लाई द वन हॉट एनकोडर ऑन द कॉलम नंबर 0. I am going to apply the one hot encoder. मैं 0 नंबर की कॉलम पे अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ 0, 1 एंड 2. 0 नंबर की कॉलम पे वन हॉट एनकोडर अप्लाई करोगे तो what will happen कि this column is appended here. प्री डेटा सेट होगा, जो भी डेटा सेट है वो पहले प्री में ऐड होगा. That means now it will become 0, this will become 1, and this will become 2, this will become 3, and this will become 4. And this column we need to delete. So now after applying the one hot encoder, you will get this kind of data set. 0th column, 1 column, 2 column, 3 and 4. Are you getting? So when we are going to generate the new feature. So you may say that this one is the attribute 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 on one hot using the one hot encoder. So here is the code. I have applied the one hot encoder on the column number 0. तो जो भी डेटा था उसके पहले वो ऐड हो गया न्यू कॉलम 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 like that. So you may say that we have a binary data set 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So whenever you find 0, 0, 1, it is always sunny. 0, 0, 1, it is sunny. 1, 0, 0, it is overcast. 0, 1, 0, it is rain. Fine. So you may generate the data, or you may scale the data, you may transform a data from one form to another form using the one hot encoder. Again, there are so many type of encoder. You may search into Google. Just for your understanding purpose, I am going to only take 2 encoder. One is label encoder, second is the one hot encoder. So this one is totally binary data set, column number 1 and column number 2, and this one is the 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is a label encoder. So just you need to write the कौन सी कॉलम पे आपको वन हॉट एनकोडर अप्लाई करना है. So this one is 0 number, 1 number, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So when you apply the one hot encoder on 6th number column, now we have a new column 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. इसको भी अप्लाई करते हो वन हॉट एनकोडर तो what will happen? Again 3, 4 and 5 and this will become 6. ये यहाँ पे वन हॉट एनकोडर अप्लाई करोगे what will happen? Again it will add more 3 column. For randomly I am going to add. So this one is new column 0, 1, 2. This will become 3. This will become 4. This will become 5 and this one is 6. And ये column delete कर. This one is going to be deleted. So when you are going to apply the one hot encoder on column number 6, this one is the column number 6. So what will happen? We have a different variety 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Only 5 variety. So when you are going to apply one hot encoder on 6th number column, again it will add 5 more column. It will become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will become 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and this one is 10. And we have to apply the one hot encoder on column number 6. So we have to delete this. So after applying the one hot encoder, so 1, that means 1 is present. That means 1, 0, 0, 0 and 0. Or you may write column number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So for understanding purpose, may write here 1, 0, 0. Then second is 2. So 2 is present. That means 1. Remaining are 0. Like this way, you may add the number of data. So you may scale the data into the range of like this way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will start with the 0 actually. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then so on. Index value start with the 0. So after applying, कहाँ पे apply करना है? Applying the one hot encoder on 6 number. So you will get this kind of array, binary data set. So this one is the min max scaler, standard scaler, one hot encoder, label encoder. And after applying, if you want to generate 2D or 3D graph, you may do that. Fine, it is not a part of this. Now, if you have any doubt, you may ask me for a one hot encoder and label encoder, min max scaling, standard scaler. Another scaler is that decimal scaling. You may search in a Google. It is also important, but I'm not going to cover in this part. Decimal scaling. If you want to describe your data, you may also describe. कहाँ पे X में स्टोर किया यहाँ पे तो numpy is not included. Okay, fine. So just I'm going to delete this, no problem. Fine. So you may describe your data. You may print your shape of your data set. If you want to print the first 10 data of your data set. Again, if you want to describe the first 10 data of your data set, you may also do that. You may print last 10 data using the tail. So these are the different variations if you want to do that. If you want to apply the group by also, you may do that. So we have discussed the normalization, min max scaler. We have also discussed the standardization, standard scaler. And one more thing is that if you have a data without label, unsupervised, so you may create the cluster. Cluster, it is nothing else but it's a group of objects. So here we have a different group of objects. This one is the group of object. This one is the group of object. This one is the group of object. Red color, gray color, and green color. So you may partition your data into two parts. So for that you need to find the distance between two cluster, two group. So you may say that कि group के अंदर जो object है उसके अंदर आप distance find करते हो, that is इंट्रा क्लस्टर डिस्टेंस. इंट्रा जैसे आप लैब में इंट्रानेट, लैब के अंदर जो इंटरनेट होता है उसको इंट्रानेट कहते हैं. सेम वे इन क्लस्टर, इंट्रा क्लस्टर डिस्टेंस आर मिनिमाइज. सो यू नीड टू मिनिमाइज द इंट्रा क्लस्टर एंड दिस वन इज द इंटर क्लस्टर, इंटरनेट, WAN or MAN like that, or LAN from one lab to another lab. So intercluster. So this one is the intercluster distance. There are two kind of distance, intercluster and intracluster. So finding the groups of objects such a way that the objects in the group will be similar. So here you may find that we have a similar kind of data, gray color, green color, pink color. So group of similar kind of data, or you may say a similar kind of property. So you may put into the same cluster. So there is one algorithm, K-means algorithm. It is very popular algorithm. K-means it's a partitioning algorithm. You may divide your data set into the 2-part or 3-part or 4-part using this K-means algorithm. Mean, that means you need to find the mean value. So I have taken one example. Time is very less. It is difficult to cover all these things. Just I have I have selected one analogy to apply the clustering algorithm approach, that is K-means approach. I have included one data set, that is SuperMall customer data set. Here you may find that we have a different segment of a customer. We have a number of customer, unique ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. We have a gender of the particular customer, it might be a male or female. Gender having the different age group, 19, 21, 20, 30, 23 and so on. And annual income in a dollar, you may find that $15,000, $16,000, $18,000, $19,000 is annual income for the particular customer. And spending the money in that customer in the mall, so you may find that spending score is 39, spending score is 81. So you may find that this customer, that means X is a customer, ID is 2, he is a male, age is 21, annual income is $15,000, and he is the loyal customer of the mall. That means he is spending more, less money, less income and spending more. So this one is the loyal customer. So how to find the loyal customer of the mall? How to find the customer just they having the high income but not spending in a mall? You may find that this one is the female having the 20-year age, annual income is 16, but she is spending less number of money into the mall. So her spending score is 6. Her spending score is 6. It is very less. Just you may find that we have different. So this one is 98. So customer having the age equal to 35, income is $23,000, and she is spending more money in a mall, 98. So she is a loyal customer. So our aim is that how to find the loyal customer. So this one is a customer segment. These are the different customer. How to find the loyal customer, and just I will show output directly. So here may find that yes. So this one is a group of cluster. So this one is the partition 1. This one is the partition number 1. This one is the second partition. This one is the third partition. This one is the fourth partition. This one is the fifth partition. So you may divide your data set using this similarity. You may divide your data set using the partition based approach. Fine. So this one is the cluster 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and you may find the centroid using yellow color. So this one is the center point of this partition. This one is the center point of this partition. This one is the center point. This one is the center point. This one is center point. So center point is nothing else, it is the mean of this group. Fine. Again come point here annual income is high here, pink color. Annual income is $140,000, but they are spending less. So this one is spending score which is between 0 to 100. So they are spending less. Income is very high, but they are not loyal customer to the mall. Pink color. Income is very high, but they are not spending much money into the mall. But green color, you may find that they having the high income and they are spending more money into the mall. So green color represent loyal customer of the mall. Blue color is having the less number of income, but they are spending more. Fine. So blue color it represent the loyal customer, but with less income. So if you are going to create one marketing strategy, how to attract the person, how to give the discount to the particular segment, तो कौन से segment को आपको discount देना है? So we may give the discount to this segment कि income कम है और purchase भी कम कर रहे हैं, income ज्यादा है मगर purchase भी कम कर रहे हैं. So we may attract these kind of people with the discount. यूजर बेस्ड डिस्काउंट, इनकम ज्यादा है, वी मे गिव दी लेस डिस्काउंट, इनकम कम है एंड वी मे गिव दी more number of discount. So we can attract this kind of segment, this kind of customers using the partition based approach, using the k-means algorithm. Are you getting? Fine. So like this way you may create the cluster, find the similar kind of people, and you may put into the group of cluster, and you may find the center point, you may find the mean value. This one is the mean value, this one is the mean value. If my cursor is visible to you, then you may find that this one is the another center point, this one is another center point, this one is the another center point. So for that you need to decide that key how many cluster that you want to create, how many cluster that you want to create. So there is one method, that is elbow method. So you may find on the net elbow method key. You may find that key this one is the sum of square error. Key when error is increase or when error is decrease, as per your requirement you may select the cluster. So how to select the cluster? When you select the 2 cluster you will get the many errors. When you select the 4 cluster you will get the many errors. But when you select the 5 cluster you may find that it will become consistent. 6 cluster, 7 cluster, 8 cluster, 9, 10, 11, that is up to you. How many cluster that you want to select. But feasible option is that when you apply the machine learning method using the elbow method, it will automatically give the suggestion that 5 cluster that you may take for the k-means. That means 5 partition you. तो ये भी मशीन ने ही सिलेक्ट किया है. कैसे सिलेक्ट किया? यूजिंग द एल्बो मेथड कि 5 पार्टीशन दैट यू आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट. मैन्युअली सिलेक्ट नहीं करना. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सिलेक्ट मैन्युअली कि हाउ मेनी पार्टीशन that you are going to create. So we have a 5 partition. How to select a 5 partition? There is one method, that is elbow method. So elbow method will help you. So one method to figure out the number of cluster is by using the elbow method. This method involves running the k-means clustering algorithm on the data for different values of k. K is nothing else but a partition. 1 partition, 2 partition, 3 partition, 4 partition, 5 partitions. K mean 5 partition का mean value, 6 partition का mean value, 5 mean, 6 mean, 7 mean. K means algorithm. It will calculate the sum of square error, SSE. So always sum of square error might be a less value. It might be a 50,000, 1 million, 150,000, 2 million, like that. Right? So it might be a less value, some square error. So you need to select this very wisely using the elbow method. So when you apply that, okay, how many partition that you want to create. So elbow method into range of 1 to 11. So this one is equal to plot the data. Right?
So sir, the elbow method will decide the optimal value for k.
Exactly, it will find the optimal value for the partition or a cluster or a group.
So it's k, right?
Yes, it's a k. So this one is the chart how to plot the data. Label cluster 1 red color, cluster 2 blue color, cluster 3 green color. It's a different thing. So like this way you may plot your data. Spending score 0 to 100 and annual income into the range of 0 to $140,000. So this one is a different thing. Now come to the point, okay, how to do the clustering. Just I will not take much time. Okay, this one is the hierarchy, exploring the data, visualize the data set, apply the k-means algorithm, apply the elbow method, find out the customer segment, and you need to find the relationship between age or spending score, age or income, age, income, and spending score. So this one is a customer segment. You may import a number of libraries, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, Seaborn. You may read the data set, pd.read CSV file. So this one is a CSV file. You may assign the data. This one is the data set. X having the data 3 and 4. So this one is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we are going to store a data 3 to 4 into the X. This one is the head part, first 4 row of the given data set. You may print data information के customer ID क्या है, तो 200 total row, gender 200 row, age 200 row. If it is 199, so you may say that data is missing. So before applying the machine learning algorithm, you have to fill the missing value, you have to remove the noise. And that we have discussed. Imputer apply करना है आपको, simple imputer. Fine. Age, annual income and spending score. You may find it data.info. So for each segment, each column, each feature, you may find that number of count 200, 200, 200, 200, mean value of customer ID, age, income, spending score, standard deviation, minimum value, 50% data, 25%. So you may divide your data into multiple, but 25% of data, 50% of data, 75% of data. Like this way, you may divide your data set. So how to find that? Using this, you may do that. You may find the maximum value. So you may describe your data using data.info. So it is very useful. Data.info. How to find the mean value? You may select age. It is very simple to find the mean value. So programmatically, you may do that. So this one is I have written for understanding purpose, nothing else. How to find mean value programmatically? Just I have explained you using the Excel file, but using the Python also you may find the mean value. So df.data.describe LOC mean. So हर एक कॉलम के लिए 1, 2, 3 तो customer ID, age, annual income, spending score. So this one is the mean value. You may find max value, mean value, median value. So just you need to change the value, nothing else. This one is the tail part, last 4 data, last 5. By default it will display last 5 data. When you write tail 100, so it will display last 100 data. If you want to find the sum of the values, you may find that कोई null value है नहीं. Is that any exist or not? Is null dot sum. So you may find 0, 0, 0. So there is no null value. So it might be useful. Data dot is null dot sum. तो null value का sum होगा. Number of count. Female and male कितने? Female is 112 and male is 88. So if you want to draw this using the plot, so male is this one and female is this one. So X level is gender, Y level is population. Gender versus population, and you may display the color. There are 3 being color is equal to P. Same way, you may print horizontally. This one is a vertical. By default, it will print vertical, and this one is the horizontal. Figure size is 17/8. So you may decide that what is the plot size, gender, and data. Data equal to data. Same way, you may find the customer ID, age, annual income, and spending score. उसकी mean value, उसका bar chart ड्रॉ. This one is a bar chart. So you may do that data.describe.loc mean value.plot.bar. So it is very simple to plot the bar chart. So again, this one is a different thing. It will describe the age, annual income, and spending score with density. Density कितनी है उसकी? So you may find that कि maximum density कौन सी है? तो 50 age के लिए, sorry 30 to 40 के बीच में maximum मिल रहा है. Here you will get 50 to 75 maximum segment density यहाँ पे मिल रही है. You will get 40 to 60 density. So average density for spending score is 40 to 60. So this one is a segment. You may find that, you may do the analysis. It is very simple. You may take one for loop, n equal to n plus 1, and you may draw this plot. You need to pass only data for age, annual income, and spending score. So this one is the age, annual income, and spending score. So our interested feature is age and income, annual income. This one is a numerical data. we are going to print age. So this one is the age. So you will get that maximum age you may find 20 to 30 population versus age. Now clustering algorithm. It is very simple. From sklearn.cluster import k-means into the range of 1 to 11. Here we are going to select the k-means algorithm. Fine. So you may find that key, this one is the data frame for x-axis and y-axis. Y, that means fit.predictx, and this one is data frame. You may print that. So it is very simple to apply the k-means algorithm. Okay. N cluster is equal to 5. When you write 5, it will create 5 cluster. When you write here 11, it will create the 11 cluster. I will share this Colab file with you. Later on I will share with you. So it is very simple to apply the k-means algorithm, and here you may find a k-means equal to k-means number of cluster is equal to 3, and you need to fit the model. Fine, and it will create the k-means. Partition the data. So this one is the gender versus spending score. So this one is the mean of the blue color, center point is yellow, horizontal center point, red color center point, pink color center point, green color having the center point. So like this way you may apply the k-means algorithm gender versus spending score. तो कौन सा gender है वो 0 that means male and 1 that means female. So it will apply alphabetically. 0 might be a male or female and 1 might be a male or female. So like this way you may plot the chart. It's already 2 o'clock. It is very difficult to continue the next. If you have any doubt, you may ask me regarding k-means algorithm, partitioning approach, data scaling.
Okay, sir. Can we end session now? Means question answer session now.
If you want to ask any question.
So in earlier session, I mean, वो वहाँ पे हम देखे कि this describe method is mostly useful when you have mixed type of data or object type of data in the column. But here you have used describe for the numeric data also. But for categorical, this describe is mostly used. That, I mean, had been discussed. So what is your take on, sir?
Yes, so here it says that key for object kind of data, you cannot describe your data. If you have numerical data, it might be integer, it might be a float, you may describe your data. So otherwise it is not possible. So nominal data you cannot describe. If you have a numerical data, then you may describe your data set.
The info is useful in case of numeric and the describe is useful in case of categorical or object type of or mixed of data. So that was discussed, like, but in your case you have used describe to find the mean on the numerical data as well.
This one is the extended method of the describe for a specific segment. For DF, that means we have a number of feature ID, age, annual income, spending score, but they have excluded which gender, excluded male and female. So it is not included into the describe. So you may find that customer ID, age, income, and only spending score. So it will find the mean of that data. And this one is different in data.info.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions, dear participants? You may ask now. Okay, sir. I think participants don't have any doubts. So can we end session now, sir?
Yes. It's no problem.
Thank you very much, sir, for such a knowledge-rich session. Thank you once again. Dear participants, we will continue our last session at 2:30 p.m.